morning, everyone. Hello, hi, how you doing? Thanks for clicking on the video. Thanks for joining the live stream. I'm so happy to be here. Welcome to Periwinkle Palace Arts. It's my little place in the world. I'm Princess Bun Bun, and I'm here with my bunnies to talk to myself, hopefully talk to other people, and do art. I do art every single day. It helps my mental health, and so I show up to my studio every day, and I used to just record videos, so I have a lot of videos on drives that I hope to make and upload, edit and upload. But I decided to just start going live because Final Cut Pro is hard to learn, yo. Alright, so today I'm continuing for part 3 with coloring this. Gonna look kind of like that when I'm done. This is a class from kittenclouder.com. If you want to join, you can find their link. You can find the Kitten Clouder link in my description, at the bottom of my description. I do not show her classes. I just show myself doing her classes. And I've done this particular class twice now. So I'm really only using the class at this point to make sure I get the colors correct. But yeah. Alright, so first thing we do in the morning is say hi to our bunnies. Here's my constant companion, my fibromyalgia bunny. Her name is Maya. I can show you under her little dress. I bought the dress separately. It's pajamas, but I bought it separately. But this has the fibromyalgia symbol on it, which is like this rainbow butterfly. So she also has little spots on her in various places, like on her arms. And she has some on her back, right here and right here. And she just has these little spots everywhere to represent the trigger points and pain points of fibromyalgia. And she also has these little stripey things around her arms and legs to represent where a lot of pain comes from for people with fibromyalgia. And she has the cutest little face ever. I don't know why her face is so cute, but it just makes me happy. And she's also toting around my emotional support shrimp. His name is King Prawn. Okay, and she likes to sit right under my laptop so she can give me funny faces all day. We also have today at the desk this guy. He looks a little strange, I know. He got 4 legs and he looks real mad. But this is I can't say the word right all the time. This is the misophonia or misophonia, I don't know. This is the misophonia bunny. Misophonia is a condition where certain sounds that are repetitive really, really bother you because you're super sensitive to it. And it can really make you anxious and angry. And that's why he has that expression on his face. And he has extra legs to give him power to run away from horrible sounds. And there's little arrows on his feet so he knows which way to go. And he has an alchemical a 13 for good luck with those annoying sounds. And he has the battle axe of horrible noises, so that when he gets upset, he can bash things in a harmless way. And he also has these big no symbols in his ears. I love him. He has a really long name. His name is Mr. Wigglewums Wapiti Whisper www.shuttheup. And our last name in the family. My oldest helped me name this one, and that's how the name got so long. But I usually just call him Wapiti, because Wapiti Loud Noises, which is a family joke, and I don't really know how to explain it. You just had to be there. But today, on days when our ears are really bothered, we call him Whisper. Today he is Whisper. Because my ears are just, I can hear everything right now. Everything. Even with my headphones in. It's like I have super hearing, but not in a great way. We also have Miss Fauna. She's come to the desk before. She is part of the four responses for fear, and she is representative of the fawn response. And I absolutely adore her. She has a different texture than most of the bunnies. Her fur is like, it's just got a different texture. I can't explain it. And she has this little heart here, and she has this little eager to please face expression, and embarrassment, blushing, and she has little eggshells patterns all over her, and like in her ears, and it represents walking on eggshells. And I love her little horns, and I love the pattern of her fur. It's very beautiful, very fawn-like. And she does something cool. Okay, they both go up there, but sometimes this one doesn't want to stick easy. Stick. Oh no. Okay, look, she puts her hands on her face like this. But I think that I might have shifted the magnet a little bit. It's in her face. I'm sorry for poking your face. Here we go. Let's try that. She doesn't want to do it right now. She's not that worried about things. All right. So I'm going to put her over here with Whisper in the bunny cup holder. One day I'm really going to get some kind of thing to hang them, like a little swing or something. Okay. So, let's see. I'm trying to think. I got my swatchdex in. I'll tell you about that in a minute. I mentioned it yesterday, but I didn't fully finish my thought, I don't think. All right, if you need your coffee, get your coffee. We can't have no coffee. And what else do we need? Bunny ears. I'm gonna wear my ears today. My mouth is still hurting. I did get antibiotics yesterday, but you know, they take a couple of days to kick in. It hurts pretty bad though. But my head's not hurting, so we're gonna wear bunny ears. Why do I wear bunny ears? Well, I'm obsessed with bunnies. That's why I'm called Princess Bun Bun. Okay. Right, so this isn't a tutorial, it's not a class, I'm not teaching, I'm just sitting here chit-chatting to myself, and anybody who joins into the chat, I'll chit-chat with you too. This is the AM session, and hopefully we'll have an afternoon session today too. Though to be honest, the weather has been so strange the past few weeks. Every day it's bright and sunshiny and everything, and then around like 1 o'clock in the afternoon it starts to thunder and lightning, and then it just dumps rain, and I don't know what's going on with that. All I can say is maybe climate change. Yeah, let's get started. So we're gonna start with the grass back here, this greenery, and then I think the next thing is the yellow brick road, which is going to take me a little bit probably because I have trouble drawing the lines. And I think then the broom and the tree Yeah, so we'll see how far we get. I like the way that the water came out yesterday. I'm probably gonna fiddle with it a little bit more though. Vitamin. Um, it looks like when I rebooted my computer, it fixed my little music thing. So I have my mini player open on my computer, and I just have a screen share of it right there. Right there. So you can see what I'm jamming to because I can't stop myself from bebopping and singing random lines of the song. I'm not a great singer, but I can't help it. Right. The first thing I want to do before I even get started is I don't like how white the highlights are on the monkeys. It doesn't look right to me. So I tested the marker here. I did W3 and W1 and W3. I'm going to use W3 and just kind of fill those in real quick. I just want to give them a little bit more color. Not a lot. And I got to be careful because this is pencil that we did most of the monkeys in. So, oh, that's blobbing. I need a piece of paper towel. I just let my markers blob yesterday because I didn't feel like doing anything about it. Honestly, I just didn't. And see, that didn't really change it very much, but it does have a little bit more dimension, right? It's not a big thing, just a touch. I'm not going over the area where we put the E11. There we go. Just a little touch. My hands are shaking super a lot right now. Sometimes in the mornings, instead of working on a project like this, I will color something super simple to help my hands warm up for the day. All right, that was W3. That looks a little better. I like that. In addition, I'm going to grab B quadruple zero and R quadruple zero. For the blue part of the wings, I'm just going to run this really light color over them. Kind of blend it a little bit. And soften it a little bit. And it's not going to take away much of the highlight look to it. I just think it looks better that way. I'm just being messy with this because it's not really that important to get detailed with it. Really, I'm just moistening it and letting the colors fade a little bit towards each other. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the red part of the wings. And this is one of the reasons that I absolutely love having the availability of these quadruple zero and triple zero colors. They just help things come together a little bit more. All right. All right. Give me a second. I want to show you something. All right. So in this greenery, the grass, I guess, the hills that I'm about to do right here and right here and right here, in Spectrum Noirs, those colors came out like weirdly yellow, kind of split pea green. So here and here and here, and I didn't like that. And then I did it in Prismacolors, which, okay, Prismacolor, but color pencil always comes out better for me. I'm just going to be honest about that. So that's more true to the color that I was going for. Having to convert from Copic colors to Spectrum Noirs is kind of difficult. Where I get some assistance with that is, although Elise puts the Spectrum Noir color conversions in the class, I have found that the Sarah Renee Clark Color Companion is amazing for converting colors. So she has the color catalog, which is the palettes, and then she has the color companion, which converts pretty much any brand to whatever brand you have. There's a bunch of them. There's one for various tools and brands. So she has one for Spectrum Noir, she has one for Copic, one for Prismacolor, and so on. And she's the one who created the color cubes, and I love it because they even have, like, she went as far as to put in hex code colors for everything, so you can even use them digitally. And then she came out with the color cubes, which has all that information on it, in the little cards. And there's 2 of those, which they're really good for people like me who like tactile things or like to put a palette with a piece of art and set it aside. I do that a lot. And now she has come out with something called the swatchdex, like a Rolodex, but for swatches. And I have mine down here. And I am so excited, but I'm trying to decide if I should open that on live or not. I think I want to open it live, but I'll have to pause what we're doing right now to do that. So I'm still thinking about it. All right. So let me get my colors figured out here. I already pulled out the colors I'll need the most for today. So we're going to start with YG23. I'm trying to see. I don't know. I have a hard time using this two finger touch on my iPad. Mm-hmm. 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 It's useless, don't do this. Do-do-do. So we have Y06. Go a little bit faster here because my yellow is rubbing. And then YG11. come back through and just blend all this together. Okay, that looks really desaturated, so I'm gonna go back over it with the colors, the same colors, do the same thing, and just make it less desaturated. Desaturation occurs when the lighter colors come in and the alcohol disperses the darker colors. I can show you up close maybe. I don't know if you can see it, but there's white dots in the green. Let's try that. You see? So I'm gonna go back in with YG23. I'm just doing the same thing, like literally. My lines are very wobbly today because it is what it is. That doesn't mean I can't do art. It just means I need to do things like adjust my grip, go a little bit slower if I can, which is a little bit hard to do with markers because markers are kind of a faster medium, I guess, because you don't want things to dry out. Not dry out, but you don't, I don't know what to say. If you spend a lot of time with your marker on one spot, I can show you what happened. So I can make quick lines. But anywhere I leave the marker for a second, it, like back here on these, it's gonna leave a mark. So I go like that, a slow lines like that. So the slower I go, even if I keep my marker very high off the paper, the slower I go, the less fine the marker line is. So if I go quick, I get less of that comet tail thing. So that's why I say markers are kind of a faster medium. So Sharpies are basically alcohol markers as well. I've always been a big fan of Sharpies. I have more Sharpies than any person should ever have, probably. It doesn't help that I have to replace them frequently because my children also love Sharpies. In fact, my oldest is not allowed to use my Sharpies without asking because when I have old Sharpies, I replace them frequently, the whole set. I give them to him because he chews on pens. And so if he borrows my Sharpies, even if he asks me, they're gonna come back all bitten up. So what I do is when I buy new Sharpies, I'll label the old ones with a color dot or something, like a color dot sticker, and give the older ones to him. He can chew on them all he wants, but if I see him with an unidentified by a sticker or whatever Sharpie, I'll get on him. The difference between a Sharpie and this is that Sharpies have really opaque ink. So I'll show you in a minute. Now I'm going to use the YG11. I'm going to go really fast over the blend. All right, that'll be that. Give me just a second. See if I got something that's comparable here. Let's try blue and B37. Okay. So we have our Sharpie here. All right. And we have our Copic. Give me a second. Okay, we have a lighter blue. Looks pretty close to BO2. And I have this, okay, that's neon yellow. Hang on. Just plain yellow, okay. So, Sharpie. I'm gonna try putting it next to each other first. We're gonna overlap it a little bit here. I'm gonna try to blend that edge. And we're gonna use BO2 for the Copic. I'm going to use the yellow. Okay. Can you see that that has a lighter application of ink, whereas the Sharpie is much more opaque? Let me show you one more thing. We got this blue, and this is a Sharpie Fine. Actually, I think this is, yeah, it's Ultra Fine. Okay, I'm gonna draw this like weird line. I'm gonna use this blue and this blue. That's the Sharpie. I don't like to use my brush nib for swatching. Alright, now you can see the Sharpie completely covered up that squiggle. The Copic did not. You can still see the squiggle underneath it. I'm trying to hold that still for you. There you go. So that's the difference between using Copics and Sharpies. Technically, they're both alcohol markers. But these give you a much more, Copics give you ability to really blend your colors together and also to layer your colors over and over and over. So they give you like just a whole lot more workability. I still love my Sharpies though. Who doesn't, right? They smell different too. Copics and Sharpies smell different. I don't know if that matters to anybody. Okay, back to work. That's not to say you can't still color things like this with Sharpie. I can, and so you can too. Anybody can, I guess, whatever. All right, now we're gonna do the yellow brick road. Bear with me, please. Please. I got Y11. Our road comes all the way back here. And we're gonna apply this. My eyes are trying to focus to see where my lines are gonna go here. to turn the volume on my TV up because I can't hear. I hate that that puts this ring right here. But I need that light up there. Because I've done this class twice already, I know that I want this to be a pretty good base color. Just to have it down. I did think about trying to put pan pastels on here to fill in the color first. But I thought about it and I was like, wait, that's a powder medium. I don't think I want that on my markers. So putting the markers over it, no. Right? Yeah. So, something that's going on in my life. Um, my oldest, he's 26, and he lives here with us. And just a few streets over lives his girlfriend. Now, we have two dogs in this house, um, family animals, and we kind of can't really take on any other animals in the house that we currently live in because it's pretty small. But um, my oldest son has a dog. Well, they don't live. He and his girlfriend don't live together right now, but they live a couple streets apart. Okay, it's just a available housing issue. Honestly, economy is just great, y'all. It's just great. Everything's great. Anyway, it's a financial thing, and so when they had to move out from their old apartment, their dog, um, I was gonna say their dog decided to go live with the girlfriend. That's not what happened. Instead of bringing the dog here, she took the dog. And like I said, we live a couple streets away from her. He can literally walk there. and she can walk here. And so the dog stays over there. Well, day before yesterday, a car hit the dog. So they took her to the vet. And she doesn't have any internal bleeding or significant life-threatening injuries of that nature. However, she has several fractures in her pelvis. She cannot stand up or walk. She's in pain, but they gave her pain medicine. So we managed to get her x-rays and send them to an orthopedist, an orthopedic veterinarian, and they have an appointment today to take the doggo to see if she needs surgery or if it's gonna heal or what. My son and his girlfriend are real tore up about it, and you can understand why. The people who hit her did not even stop. So that's a thing. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm trying not to tear up. It's horrible to run over an animal and keep going. I'm just making sure I have a good thick layer of this down. Okay, that should be enough. Let me grab Y23. Okay, we're gonna go over this whole yellow again with this yellow Y23. It's kind of merging the two colors together, and I'm being kind of messy with it, not trying to coat it evenly like I did with the Y11, because it's a road, it's a brick road. I'll give it some texture. And this really isn't necessarily part of the class. This is me messing around. She does add a bit of texture in it, but I'm trying to do something a little bit different. I want to kind of have streaks here that go across the bricks, or the illusion of streaks anyway. Okay. I'm gonna come back with that Y11 that's pretty bright. And I'm just gonna kind of go, instead of coating the whole thing again. Sorry, I have something in my eye. I'm just gonna kind of go kind of in the opposite way from where I put these little marks. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'm kind of gonna go and leave like gaps. I don't want it to look completely smooth. I don't know if you can even see this, but I've kind of left little spaces. I'm gonna do the same thing this way, but I think I'm gonna go this direction. Yeah, I don't even know where I'm gonna be putting the lines, but I feel like this will just give it something extra, some extra zhuzh. I think the next color is E11. Yes, I think so. Yes. Okay. I'm gonna put this down here underneath your dress. And I'm not doing this cast shadow super smooth because it's going to be on brick and the bricks are wobbly. And then this is how I learned to say no. And I'm going to come around that. Okay, with Y23. And I'm just going to come at the bottom of that and blend it out a little bit. I'm really keeping most of this color to the bottom of the cast shadow, but I'm not going back over everything. Okay, here goes the hard part for me. We're going to take E11 and we're going to start making lines. Look, I've been doing this with the brush tip. I think I'm going to try it with the chisel tip to make these lines. I'm going to turn it so that it's on the point. And go right here. I'm just trying to get my directionality right on here because these kind of lines mess with my eyes when I'm doing this, or fishnet type stuff, or like scales or feathers. It boggles my eyes. It's not that I can't do it, it just, my eyes don't look at it right at first. Slanting these ones this way. And as I go back, I try to let them get closer together. To kind of show that they're getting smaller. Okay. Let me grab my ruler. I have this little clear ruler that I like. Let me see if I can find it. I don't see it, but I do have a metal one over here. It's longer. Fina, what you think? She thinks it doesn't look completely straight. That's what she thinks. And you come on this side. And on this side. And that gives me a little bit of directionality, at least until I have to start curving it. Okay, and now I'm gonna try and turn this. could put them back on your shelf. I don't want these ears to stick out so much, but they do. Bite your tongue, it tastes like someone else's blood. Don't see how you smile, makes you smile a good time. I'm gonna be right back. You've been on a high, it's time to tear you down. If I know you could put it back on yourself, all these other girls. Okay, we'll come back later and define that a lot more. So now we're going to come back up here and do these branches real quick. They're very tiny. You already got me once, you already have my love. Never done finally need you. Have to go and show you. And then the tree here too. Wait, trying to see. Yeah, this is part of the tree. What's that saying? When I can't see you, but I'll be breathing by your body. You already got me once, you already have my love. I'm gonna try it. I think E44 is next. One thing I love about Copics is that they're definitely marked clearly, so you can see which end is the brush tip and the chisel tip. The one with the gray line is the brush tip. And it doesn't come off with the cap. Okay, so up here in the tree, we're just going to put a little bit of E44 in the shadow areas. Same story, repeated. And then up here. This marker's blobbing. Just flick this up a little. And we're going to blend that out. Check the time. Like that. Okay. So the next part that we're going to work on is all of this foliage up here, the tree. I've made a decision. It's 10:28. We're getting close to lunch. So we're going to open the swatch decks. Yes, we are. I'm sure I can't do a full review on it today, but I do want to open it. I'm so excited. Just move these things out of here. Are you excited? I'm excited. Let me see if I can tilt it up this way so nobody can see my address on the box. you can see here, it says SarahReneeClark.com. She's on YouTube, she's on Instagram, she's on Facebook, she's on Pinterest, she's on TikTok, and she's on X at Sarah Renee Clark. Show off your new swatchdex studio with your next creative project. Hashtag swatchdex or at Sarah Renee Clark. Now, you can get just the swatchdex carts individually, but I went ahead and got the swatchdex studio because I know how much I love to swatch things. If you don't know what swatching is, it's basically creating a chart for your colors so that you can look at your colors on paper and see what you want to use, because you know these caps, they're not always true to color, you know, so it can be a little confusing when you're trying to find a precise color. And I don't know about you, but I am a person who tries to find precise colors a lot. How pretty. It's pretty solid. She says made out of wood. Okay, so what we're looking at is this. This box is, I think she said it's made out of wood. It's got a little pull tab here. Supposedly these drawers slide out really smooth. Let's see. Well, they do. Hang on. Something in the back of my desk here is blocking it. They also, I think, have like a little piece of foam in here. I'm going to pull the whole drawer out. So, got that. And then you've got your decks. They come with 4 in it. But you can buy these individually. So let's take one out. There are 24 strips. It says suitable for most media, including pencils, paints, and markers. I've seen some people try these out and see if they could like make them bleed or whatever, and so far it takes a lot of ink to make it bleed, and people are saying that they're really good with watercolors too. So I'm gonna open this. These pages are made of 400 GM squared paper. So here it is. It's got this little screw in it. She did take the screw out while she was doing the review, and it does come out, so you can take them apart, though she doesn't really recommend that. And then when you slide it, it's got instructions, and it says, let's read it out loud. SwatchDex is designed to be as flexible as your creative process. Here are some different examples of how you can use each swatch. Some include adding your own lines to separate sections for values or multiple colors. These are just suggestions. You can design the best swatch system for you. So we got okay, you could do it with a single color per section, single color but in stepped gradient. You can do it in a single color gradient without any steps. You can do a multicolor gradient, like for blending. You can do one color on each edge. You can do single color using different supplies. Okay? Those are just suggestions though. If you are using a wet media like markers or watercolor, I recommend fanning the page out as you are swatching, letting each page dry before closing the deck. So here's what they look like. And you've got so many. There's like 24 sheets, and you can also use the back for labeling or anything like that. So this came out right at the same time that I was getting my Copics, and I was like, I have to have these. And they all fit right back in here so that you can always have your swatches where you need them. Also, you can buy multiple studios and you can stack them on top of each other. So you can have as many as you need. They're not that expensive. I believe that this whole thing cost me less than $40 with shipping. And that's, you know, the box, the drawer, and 4 of the swatches. So I was really excited to open this. Yay. And I'm gonna do something real quick. And I will say this, the color cubes do fit on top together, like 2 of the color cubes. So you can put those on top, but you need to put something in the middle because otherwise it might squash the center a little bit and be difficult. All right, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna open this up. I'm gonna grab all of my quadruple zeros here. Let me check. Quadruple, 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 quadruple. That's a triple. Quadruple, quadruple, triple, and quadruple. All right. How do I want to do these? Do I want to do them color order or alphabetical? Alphabetical is hard for me. Why don't I just do it in color order? So we'll start with red. Yellow, red is kind of orange. And then yellow. And then YG, which would be yellow green. And then green. And then BG, blue green. And then blue. And then blue violet, violet, and red violet. And then there's E, which is your earth tones. So we're going to start with E and then go through the colors. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if I divide that, 6, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. So what's 6? Y'all, I'm not good at mathing. I'm very bad at mathing. So I think I'm gonna put 2 colors on each strip. So let me do this. I'm gonna get me one of my fine liners. Oh, I just grab it. Here we go. Copic. I got my black Sharpie. So I'm going to write on here, up here, Copic 4 0 0 0 0 markers. All right, and so I think we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we're gonna start with, I'm gonna label it first. E 0, 0, 0, 0. And then over here we're gonna go 0, 0, 0, 0, R. I wrote it backwards, that way I could get it close to the edge. So we're just gonna do that all the way down, and then I'll swatch them, yeah? All right. Next is Y, R, 0, 0, 0, 0. It's a lot of zeros. And then 0, 0, 0, 0. I'm gonna do that all the way down the edge. This is ridiculous. I find this really soothing though. And then there's one here at the bottom. Just one, so. Okay. Y. And then over here, Y, G, 0, 0, 0, 0. And then G, and then BG, and then B, and then BV, and then B, and then RV. Okay. Let's see. You can't even see the ink through the swatch card. Okay. For right now, I'm just gonna do one coat. Uh-oh. Okay, let me try to find the audio mixer. Hello, hello, hello. Okay. My husband, it picks up the ambient too much. How about that? I have no idea what number to put it on. It's on 14.6 right now. Okay. Okay, I hope that's better. I'm sorry, people. Alright. I'm going to take this ruler and I'm going to go and make a line straight down the middle, if I can manage that. It's better. Still getting the static in the background. And is it 14? Let me go down to 17, 18.4. See if that's better. That's close enough. Okay. So we're going to swatch this and just hope that blah, blah, blah is better. So I'm going to go over the entire swatch area first with just one layer for each color. We'll come back another day or something and do some gradients. I lied. I usually always do like 2 layers for the first layer, just to make sure it's smooth. That's each quadruple 0. They're going to be really light, you know, because these are really light colors. But okay. Hubby says the volume is better. Yay. Thank you. Oh no. I have depresso. I think I can make it till lunch without having to go get coffee. I'll live. Nobody here to get it for me. Sometimes I tell my husband, come home from work and make me some coffee, please. But it doesn't happen because, you know, the man has to work. Karma is my boyfriend. Karma is a god. Karma is the breeze in my hair on the weekend. Karma's a relaxing thought. Aren't you envious that for you it's not? Sweet love to me. Karma is a cat. Purring in my lap cause it loves me. Loves me like a thought on my boyfriend. This package actually came in last night, and I was just so excited, but I was so tired and my mouth was hurting so much that I asked my husband, just put it in my desk because I don't, and I fell asleep right after that, I think. I'm double checking the cap before I apply to make sure it matches what I put on here. Usually when I go to swatch, I spend quite a long time making a specific swatch chart that's perfect for what I want. And it can take me forever. I really like doing it, but this might be my saving grace. It might be. So the thing that I love about the products that Sarah Renee Clark, that's a lot to say really fast. One of the things that I love about her is that she doesn't just create products that everybody else already has created as well and just do it in her own way. She creates things that actually solve problems that artists have. So for instance, trying to pull color palettes. She created a solution for that. Then she created the color companions, which helps you convert colors. And then she came out with the color cubes, which are just awesome and tactile. And I guess I'll have to show you that at some point. And then now this, I think this is my favorite thing she's done so far. Note to self, don't use Sharpies for swatching. I know better than that. Swatching alcohol markers with Sharpies, the ink's gonna not stick great. For the Sharpie, the alcohol ink, because Sharpies are alcohol based too, remember when we talked about that earlier in this video? Where's that paper I was using? So we did the little Sharpie versus Copic experiment earlier. I could have shown you this. Let me see. I want to get a color that's not going to mix together with the Copic. So let's try RB. Grab the chisel end. Let me show you. Okay, that was not blending. That marker, that blue marker was dry. Why did I lose my volume? I don't understand what's happening. What's happening? I didn't change anything. I see you talking to me. I shouldn't have lost anything. I didn't touch anything. This is annoying. I really want this to have audio. There's a delay between what I'm seeing and hearing on the screen and what is actually transmitting on YouTube at this moment. So I don't know. I'm having technical difficulties, people. I don't know what's happening. All right. I don't know what to do. This is annoying. I'm really sorry, guys, if the volume's really messed up. This is not the right color. I'm about to mess this all up, aren't I? That's RV00. Pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm gonna strangle you, Daddy. Alright, I'm gonna put that back where it was. Okay, 17.3 decibels. Let me know how that is. Okay, hopefully that's good. Okay, we're at BG. Anyway, what I was saying is, if you look right here, those two colors, that blue was dry. So if you're using this to write or mark, like these lines right here, the line I drew down the middle, alcohol markers against Sharpie is going to smudge the Sharpie. It's just a fact. Some inks will react and smudge, and some will not. I think I put a little bit too many layers on that YG. I wasn't paying attention. It's fine. So you can see right here where it's smudged, the Sharpie, and right there. I'm just showing you so you know not to do what I did. Hope it hurts because it hurts. Okay, BV quadruple zero. Okay, that's more of a true color because it only went over each one once. But it doesn't look smooth to me. So guess what? I need to give it one more little quick coat. It's fine. There we go. We got V quadruple zero. That's just a lot to say. I can barely sometimes say normal words or easy words. Now I have to say quadruple. I'm going a little bit slower, see if I can get it smooth. There we go. Last one is RV quadruple zero. I drew a line through that, but it's whatever. Here we go. Ta-da! So she says to let that dry, right? Like that. So you can close it like this. Now, if you go and you take this screw out, it can be difficult to get back in because you have to line up all the papers. But one thing you could do that I thought about is I have these little binder rings that you just kind of like put them sideways and open it, and then you can put them, the little color things, on a ring. And for quadruple, yeah, I can do that, but I might not be able to remember that. E4 aught. YR4 odd. Yeah, that might work. I don't know. But yeah, so you could put them on the rings, and I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I might. And the reason I might is because my building slash actual separated studio has white pegboard walls, so I could put them on the rings and then just hang them on my pegboard. But for right now, I'm gonna let them just go back in the box. Anyway, you guys, I'm really impressed. Now, I didn't put a whole lot of ink on this, but again, you can see there's like no bleed through, none. I watched her put down like 20 layers of one color, and it still didn't even show up on the back. So we'll be testing that at some point. You know, not that she told a fib, but you know, I like to test things for myself. That's how you learn stuff. But I'm super high impressed with this. I'm so excited. She made an amazing product. Thank you so much, Sarah Renee Clark. I feel weird saying your whole name every time, but it's fine. And that brings us to 11 o'clock, which is lunchtime for me. You could go get lunch if you want. I don't know. But we'll come back in the afternoon probably. I'm feeling okay today, so I think I can do it. If I don't, you'll see me again tomorrow morning. Hey, what did I do with the art we were coloring? Here it is. Okay, that's where we are. And when we come back, we'll start working on this foliage. It's going to be like a darker green. It's going to have lots of swirlies that we use to make texture, and it's a whole thing. Thank you for hanging out with me. You've been at Periwinkle Palace Arts, which is my little place in the world. And I'm Princess Bun Bun, and I have my bun buns. And so, oh my goodness, my dogs are barking. My boy just came home, and yep, that's it. We do art here. We did art here. I'm out. Bye. Okay, bye in a second. I forgot where my buttons are.